is still working.
Right.
Yeah. So let's go back to the presentation, Peter. Right. So there's some prerequisites to actually mine all that gold. James, would you want to run through?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously you're starting off on a structured backbone of NAP data, name, address, phone number, that kind of stuff. That's out there, you can crawl it. It's better to get it from a trusted partner. Like in the UK, we work with the 118 guys. They invest heavily in phoning up and updating the content, which is always a very good start. Then you've got to get deep content, photographs, descriptions, special offers, testimonials. So something like Yoav, when you've got an API, Yoav, I'd love to talk to you because that's the kind of thing where one can append to add value to the content. All of this content, by the way, whenever you partner, can be attributed to the third parties. So one can get reviews or descriptions and attribute it back. The structure is about having data objects defined. So what we try and do is use best practice, schema.org and things like that. So you're not just making up objects, they have to be universally transferable. So this, in the data world, this is fairly standard stuff. Nothing here is rocket science, but if you take that methodical approach, you can end up with something very powerful. The final piece is the flexible rendering. So
absolutely, and that's really important. So the content the content is a centerpiece, of course, but it needs to be put into an engine that can produce whatever result, whatever rendering layer you want to any device. And that's a really important piece of the puzzle, of course, because otherwise you can't really sell it, and that's the whole point.
One of the things that we loved about the mono approach was that they actually build their foundations from structured data. They separate out not only content, but also style and templates. So it's a very segmented approach. A lot of builders out there don't do that. So you may have built a website for somebody, but the data's still stuck in some CMS somewhere. You can't take it out. What happens if they want to upgrade or move across or do something else? You can't take it out. So it's really important to think when you're looking for DMS partners, do you take a structured data approach? What happens with my content once it's into your system? Can I get it back out again? And things like that will help you with efficiencies in the future. This piece is just about the strategy. Some of you guys might think you don't have content. I suspect you do. If you've got customers, you've got content. The question is, can you engage them in a way which will let them share that information with you and allow you to store it in a structured fashion? We have a business card product, which I'm going to talk about a little later on, which is a way that potentially, if you guys wanted to partner, we can help you with that. But you don't need us to do it. Obviously, we'd like it if you work with us to do it. But the approach is basically get the customers to share, even if it's in a Google form, get them to share the content in a structured way, store it, and make it available for yourselves to use in whatever ways you want. Because you're not going to know next week what's going to come around the corner. That's the principle of this approach. Once you've done that, the world is your bee.
Oyster.
Well, I know, but we didn't have an oyster on the screen, did we?
So basically, I'm going to jump to the next slide. We also need some space for questions, but you already mentioned the rendering engine and the API that's underneath that makes all this possible. That's the technology that you add to the equation. Basically, what's really important in the technology you apply to this is that you separate the content from the rendering layer, basically. So that you can, at any point in time, apply a different style, a different design, to a different device to make the same content look different in a different context on a different device. And that's where the technology plays in as a really, really important piece.
And we're talking about websites here, but the same logic can be applied to print ads, to Facebook pages, to videos, to anything. It's the philosophy of the approach, which is kind of hopefully represented here. I guess the key message we're trying to say is, if you're not already doing it, think hard about embarking on a structured content strategy so that in the coming years, when you're trying to evolve your DMS solutions, you have that asset available. It will dramatically affect your ability to deliver products, and it will dramatically improve your profits. Right, so once you've done that, the world really is your oyster. We've seen all these applications, to answer Greg's question. The first thing is, a lot of our clients, we work with Trinity Mirror, Johnson Press, a number of others. They've got print ads. So what are you going to do? Take that print ad, parse it, take the information, turn it into a basic listing. With that information and the image from the print ad, you've got the beginnings of something that you can work on. You need to get a little bit more content, but then you can take that listing, as we've just shown you, and turn it into a pretty cool website.
Exactly. So basically, this is about enabling you to have a larger portfolio of products that you can deliver efficiently at great profit.
Just speaking more to these specifics, some of you guys know the guys at Uberall, good friends of ours from Germany, and thanks for last night. That was great fun, Florian. The Yext guys as well. We also have a directory syndication technology ourselves. There's a number of them out there, but this list syndication thing is a new emerging product, which you guys, if you're not already on, should get on very quickly. But you can take that structured data and stick it into Bing, stick it into Google. You are the ambassadors of the business owner's information, and that's how that relationship locks in. Later on, we're going to be talking about, how's Google ruined our lives. In actual fact, you can be the people who are the gateway to these kinds of things, and that's the key opportunity here. Okay, so on that note, since we were acquired by Web.com, Web.com doesn't do business directories. Web.com has 15 million domain names under management. They've got about 3 million SMB customers, but they don't do directories as such. So what we've done instead is launched a new product, which is called the Web Card. It's a business card online. It's free of charge. We're planning to give away 100 million of them over the course of the next few years. And the idea is that it's a structured data asset. It's the beginning of a conversation. We're very interested in talking to partners. We're already running some pilots in different countries about letting you guys be the distributors of the business card, because that's the first step to creating structured data. And we wanted to do another example, didn't we, Sven?
Yeah, basically, I would like to see how those web cards look like, because that's another example of a product that you can actually profit from.
Sure.
Via the structured data. So Peter, if you could press one of the images so we can just see how it looks like. Such a web card.
Yeah,
we 100 million that you are.
We're planning to give away 100 million of them, and basically hang them up in the sky and let people come and claim them, or work with partners in each territory to accelerate that through your sales force. We launched this in Halifax, Nova Scotia, in partnership with a bank. This is called Layers Cakes. It's a great cake shop if you're ever in Halifax and want cakes. And this information is taken from a 10-minute interview over the phone and a couple of images from the website. A beautiful, fully responsive mobile business card, which you can use as a instant website. You can point a domain to. You can start the journey. And this again comes down to the point of having a conversation with your customer about where they are. If your conversation starts with, let's talk about your business, it usually is going to go quite well.
So this is the step before selling a website to the customer, basically.
Well, exactly, and this is what we've created with Do Nothing, is that you can take that web card, you can say, right, look, when they say, can I change the color, or can I have some more pages, or can I add some more images, you say, well, actually, you can't do that, but why don't you can't change this template, but why not have a website?
And that's where the Do Nothing approach comes into it.
Have you really branded it Do Nothing? Because I would seriously reconsider that if I were you.
It's not a brand, no. It's our.
It implies limited value. That's my advice.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. We may move away from Do Nothing, but for the time being, here's an example of the Do Nothing video from our friends at Buy Media. We have worked with them. Literally, we sent Mike, you here? We sent Mike just the URL of this business card, and that was it, I think, wasn't it? And within 2 working days, we had the following. This could be.
Since 2004, Layers Cakes has provided delectable treats to the Halifax region. Using the highest quality ingredients available, our team creates beautifully designed and handcrafted cupcakes and wedding cakes that have been recognized by many publications and media sources. We love what we do, and it's reflected in our products. We're sure you'll agree once you experience our cakes. Layers Cakes. Call us or visit our website now.
This small video is just made by Media, again based on the structured
just
content
on the
here.
web card, yeah.
So it's quite a good effect, I think.
Obviously, the guys can do more videos. They can go and visit on site and things like that. But it's pretty impactful to be able to show someone the information they've shared and then turn around something like that. We'll do one more and then we'll move to questions, because Midtown Tavern, again, if you're in Halifax and need a beer, is a good place to go.
Midtown Tavern and Lounge has been doing things right for a long time. For over 66 years, we've provided the Halifax area with great tavern food at a fair price. Whether you're craving burgers, pizza, or a steak, we can satisfy your needs. We also have an excellent selection of domestic and draft beers and tasty desserts. For fast, friendly service, come dine with us anytime. Midtown Tavern and Lounge. Call us or visit our website now.
Simple images put together in a video that really works well, I think, and
Yep.
gets the message across. And that's basically
That's
it for now.
basically it. Structured data, the
Structured
future
data.
of digital marketing services.